What is going on, everyone? We're here. We're live for the Sunday Sports Wars stream. For some really strange reason, John's mic was not muted during that intro, so I could just hear him like smacking his lips or whatever he was doing. It was very strange. I'd never seen that happen before on Streamlabs. But there you have it. John, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much. What's going on, everybody?
Not much. Just here for the Sunday stream. He's got his Welcome to the Rebellion shirt. I'm sure if Drunk 3PO's in the chat, he's going to be very excited about that.
No, he will be.
Absolutely.
He will be. You got his mention today.
Already 30 seconds in. That's pretty good. Jeremy, how are you doing?
I'm good. It's StreamYards, not Streamlabs.
Whatever the fuck. I don't even care anymore.
I get them mixed up all the time too. But yeah, we're here. The rumor has it we're going to bitch about LeBron James. Something we don't do a lot of on this channel. So we're going to try to change things up a little bit just because, you know, try to diversify our content because YouTube rewards diversity of content. That is sarcasm. We're going to keep bitching about LeBron because that's what makes us successful here.
We're actually going to celebrate LeBron James. We're going to celebrate LeBron James today because it's due to LeBron James. It's due to LeBron James that the NBA ratings are doing so well because it turns out that when you remove a cancer from something, the body's much healthier. That's what we're seeing with the NBA. LeBron James is a fucking cancer. And we've been saying that for a long time. I think I said on the stream like 2 weeks ago, when they got eliminated, because people were like, it's probably the NBA's worst nightmare. And I said, I think that they're going to be surprised. I think there's a chance that NBA ratings might do better without LeBron. And that's exactly what's happening. So we're definitely going to talk about that today as well. I do see a super chat already from Eric Winberg for $2 says, hi, John, Jeremy, and Ryan. Great to see you all. Great to see you, Eric. Thanks for being here. And thanks for supporting as always, my man.
Absolutely.
Now, I know it's been a really busy week, I think, for everybody. I actually got to go to a live sporting event for the first time since COVID, since I was a Padres season ticket holder. And then in 2020, I got all my stuff refunded because there were no fucking games. Well, they wouldn't allow fans at any games in 2020. So I made my return to the ballpark for the first time. And I got to say, it was awesome. It was phenomenal. Now, that might have been in large part due to the fact that the Padres are really hot. They've got one of the greatest players in baseball in Fernando Tatis, and he didn't disappoint. His first 3 at-bats, he hit 3 fucking bombs. So I saw a 3-homer game from Fernando Tatis live.
Nice.
In
his first 3 at-bats?
First 3 at-bats. He had 3 homers through the first 4 innings.
Nice.
And then, of course, the next 2 at-bats were crazy. People chanting MVP for this dude, and it's deserved. He's absolutely electric, and the Padres are relevant, which, doesn't happen often. So when it does, the city actually comes out to support them. I'm not used to that shit. I'm a Chicago Cubs fan. I was there at sellout games, even when they were dog shit over and over again. Not fair weather fans like some of these fucks in California. But that's how it is locally. They're only going to be relevant if they're winning. I don't think, John, have you made it to any live event, whether it's sporting event or concert or whatever, since everything started opening back up?
No. Texas has been open a while. I rarely ever go into Houston for anything really. I like the smaller feel of the suburbs, but the Astros have been on fire. They finally lost yesterday. 11-game win streak snap. They had a doubleheader. They won the second game, so they're killing it. And funny, though, Carlos Correa got booed by the Tigers for, quote-unquote, the sign-stealing scandal. But the Tigers fans don't seem to have a problem with A.J. Hinch actually being their manager.
Yeah, it is so weird, and we're going to talk about that a little bit today. We might as well talk about it now since we're talking about baseball. I know Jeremy doesn't give a fuck about baseball, but one of the
Barry Bonds.
One of the reasons that this overreaction is happening is because of people like Jeremy who don't want to watch baseball unless there's all these home runs being hit.
Not why.
I know.
It's sarcasm.
I know it is, but that's what the MLB has been going for these past several years, has been trying to make the game faster paced, trying to make it higher scoring. But suddenly what's happening, and we've seen a lot of no-hitters this year, we've seen strikeouts are way up, hits are way down. There's a lot of things that are involved, but one of them was the sticky stuff, these foreign substances that pitchers have been using. And it is a problem. Now, for years and years and years, we know that in whether it's the NFL, whether it's baseball, pitchers like a ball a certain way, quarterbacks like a ball a certain way, and they'll do everything within the confines of the rules, sometimes a little bit over past that line, to get the grip that they want, to get an advantage. What's happening now is a little bit different. And we are seeing pitchers that are literally using stuff that's been created in a lab to increase their stick, so they increase their spin rate and it increases their performance. And that is where some people are having a problem. Now, John, as someone who is an Astros fan who's been through a cheating scandal recently, what do you think of what Major League Baseball has done to combat this?
Now, refresh my memory on this. How did this new cheating scandal really even pop up? I mean, it's not like we didn't know something like this was already going on to begin with. I know there was, like 10 minor leaguers that got caught with this spider tack and started getting suspended. It's
actually something that goes back a way, and actually maybe Garrett Cole in Houston may be the starting point of this entire thing. But if you guys,
let me ask this question. Is this kind of like a steroids thing where it was known, but until it became prominent, they didn't want to deal with it, and then once they deal with it, they overreact?
It's very much like that.
Okay.
It really is.
Yeah.
Now, pitchers have, there's literally rosin on the mound for them to be able to use to get a better grip. For years, what a lot of pitchers have used, and players don't have a problem with it, sunscreen is a legal substance. Rosin is on the mound. It's a legal substance. When you have a combination of that, it's a little bit sticky, gives them a better grip on the baseball. Nobody really had a problem with that. But some people decided to take it a step further, literally go into a lab and create a substance that was way better than that and way more effective than that. And you saw these guys' spin rates jump. And when you have more spin on the ball, you have more break on the ball, you have more life to your ball. And it's resulted in some pitchers going from, really good starters to the highest paid player in baseball at their position. And that's when it became a problem. But now what Major League Baseball has done is they've instituted these rules that now you can go out and check for foreign substances at any time. And it's created things like this. I want to show you guys this shit. This is Max Scherzer, who, I'll be honest with you, Max Scherzer has been a guy for a long time who really there's really no business for Max Scherzer to be checked. His spin rate hadn't jumped, anything like that, but he did get checked, and he made a big deal about it because Joe Girardi fucking decided to check him in the middle of a game. And this is Max Scherzer fucking staring down Joe Girardi after getting checked on the mound. This is a better view of it. Look at Joe Girardi.
Max Scherzer, as the inning ended, gazing over toward the Phillies dugout. Didn't say anything, just looked.
Nice.
Joe Girardi freaks out because Joe Girardi got caught out being a bitch. I got to find a better video of it because Max Scherzer makes a big deal of it, like this guy did right here. Watch this. Watch this substance check.
And you take a look here what Sergio Romo was dealing with.
That is hilarious.
He's
oh my God.
Love that.
Because all of a sudden they're instituting these checks. And if an umpire thinks you're using a foreign substance, regardless of what it is, you get suspended 10 games immediately. No appeal, nothing.
So they're overcorrecting.
They're completely overcorrecting, and you have a lot of pitchers fighting back. Max Scherzer did a similar thing to what this guy just did. And it's so typical Major League Baseball. Ignore a problem for the longest time and then come in and overreact and make it a problem. Now you're delaying games. Now you're having people suspended for what would have been normally fine before. You're having pitchers that are forced to adjust mid-season to these new rule changes. It's absolute bullshit, and it is typical Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I mean, it does. To me, as someone that doesn't follow baseball as much as I used to back in the day, it sounds eerily like the steroid era where everybody knew this was going on. And Major League Baseball enjoyed it. They let it, they just sat back and they enjoyed the success it was bringing. And then once it became too controversial, they completely went in the complete opposite direction and completely overcorrected and turned so many people off because it started having a negative impact on the game based on how their reaction was. And this sounds a lot like that. I don't know why they do that. Why do they do that? doesn't make sense.
Here's this Max Scherzer one where he just throws his shit down because it's the second time he got checked for a foreign substance. And what it's doing is it's allowing managers to have this gamesmanship where even if they don't think they're fucking cheating, they go in there to throw off their rhythm, to interrupt the flow of the game, to fluster people. And it's such bullshit. And this is why Max Scherzer got so pissed and why right after he got checked, he fucking stared down Girardi because he struck somebody out right after that. And the game I went to, it wasn't a big problem. You didn't really see it too much, but there's been moments and there's been umpires that want to make the game all about them as usual. So Major League Baseball kind of just shooting themselves in the foot once again.
That's just going to slow down the game.
Yeah, it is one thing that's happening. It is slowing down the game. So,
I mean, are they doing it between the innings or like after, let's say there's one out?
They are out. So that's what happened to Scherzer. You saw Scherzer on the mound. Girardi just asked, I think he's using a foreign substance, and the umpires are forced to go out there and check him. And these umpires, they haven't been trained because there's no differentiation now between what they've been using for years and years and years, a little bit of sunscreen and rosin, and this new spider tack, this new real sticky stuff that people like Garrett Cole and Trevor Bauer have definitively been using. And you're seeing all of a sudden, you're seeing a drop in these guys' spin rates who were cheating. So it is taking care of the problem, but it's
also creating a huge distraction.
Right.
Huge distraction.
And that's Major League Baseball to a T. They never know what the fuck they're doing. And Rob Manfred is an idiot. He's displayed this over and over again.
Yep.
But I had a great time at the Padres game, Padres Diamondbacks. It was the game before they got their ass beat off by the Diamondbacks, but it was good to be in a sports event again. Good to feel the energy of the crowd and everything, and nobody giving a shit about masks. It was funny.
That's what dude. Oh, go ahead.
It was funny because there was a guy there, an old guy, who was just like, I mentioned something about nice being out without a mask, and he was like, "Yeah, I flew on a plane to get here. I had to spend 3 hours in a fucking mask, and now I'm here, crowded, packed in with 40,000 people."
Yeah,
it was pretty funny.
I can't wait for football season. Just to have the stadiums packed out again. That was such a I guess the NFL did a decent job of putting the fake crowd noise in. I'm sure the Falcons helped them out a lot from that perspective, but but it still had an impact on the season. And I'm a big college football fan, so even like college football, that crowd and that stadium and that energy, taking that away from the equation is such a negative impact on how the feel of the game is. So I'm excited, and I will probably, just because of how bad last season was, I don't typically like going to the games. I usually go to an Alabama game at least once a year just to make sure I go, but I'm going to try to probably go to some games this year. I mean, obviously there's a lot of reasons to go to professional football games in Florida this year where I live, and I'll have the opportunity to go to any Alabama game I want outside of, one of the big primetime games. But it's just exciting, and it makes you appreciate it, considering we missed all of that last year. So I'm sure it was cool for Ryan to go and be in that environment right there.
Yeah, I went to between 40 and 50 games in 2018 and 2019, like each of those years. So like that was very much like a very routine thing for me to do, and to not do that at all for nearly 2 years is kind of crazy. Go ahead, John.
Yeah. I've been to several Texans games, and honestly, I'm not a Texans fan. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I actually prefer the TV experience of the NFL rather than in person. For one thing,
I agree.
You got to bring earplugs. I mean, NRG Stadium is fucking loud as hell, and you walk out, your ears are just ringing. So I prefer that. Maybe if I went to a Cowboys game, I was actually more engaged with the team. Maybe it'll be a bit better.
With you going to Texans games, were you assaulted by Deshaun Watson at any point?
No, this is actually before they even drafted.
Okay, I just want to make sure you were okay.
It's probably been about 4 years since I went to a Texans game, because
ESPN wouldn't report it anyway. So even if you were, so
well, I don't pay for the tickets anyway. My friend works for these doctors in Lake Charles, Louisiana. They're season ticket holders, and they just give him tickets to go.
Must be nice. Black privilege.
Charles Barkley with the pizza is saying, Brian is a Yankee, a hater. No proof Cole was using any different than T. Bauer himself or rest of the league. You're so fucking triggered you can't spell right if you could in the beginning. But now I'm not a Yankee hater. Garrett Cole's using Spider Tech. There's fucking text messages showing that he was.
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer, it's an interesting story. Trevor Bauer called this out. Trevor Bauer called out Garrett Cole and people that were using this shit for their spin rate and how much it spikes. The MLB didn't do anything. So then Trevor Bauer basically said, well, if you're not going to do anything, then I'm going to do it too. And Trevor Bauer's spin rate increased about 400 RPM. It's impossible to do. It's impossible to do without cheating. To have that drastic a thing like year over year. His saw the same rise as Garrett Cole's did when Garrett Cole started using it. Then Trevor Bauer started using it. Now more people are starting to use it. And it's now very obvious who has been using it and who isn't, because you've seen their spin rate drop after the MLB instituted this policy. So there's a difference out there between the people that have been doing it the same way for a long time and this last few years of Spider Tack. And how can you listen to Garrett Cole's answer when asked if he's ever used Spider Tack and try to pretend like this dude wasn't using that? Shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch.
Hey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. That's how I look at sports anyway.
Yeah, that's why Trevor Bauer, he told the MLB this is happening. MLB ignored him. So he said, fuck you. I'm going to do it even better. And he did. So now you have two of the highest paid players at their position in baseball, Garrett Cole and Trevor Bauer, most definitely have been using this.
Cheating is part of baseball or part of sports. So it's obviously going to be something that's happening in baseball. If your team or your favorite player is getting accused of it, it's probably because they're doing it. They just got caught. That's just how it is.
Yep.
That's just how it is.
Yellow
I want
Flash.
to know where that picture of Charles Barkley eating the pizza came from, though.
It's from like that's from like his time with the Sixers.
Yeah,
that's young Charles. Was that even Auburn Charles Barkley? Maybe I'm not sure. That's very young.
I think that was Sixers Barkley.
yeah. I guess it could have been Auburn. Maybe he was getting paid in pizza there, and it just continued throughout his career until his metabolism slowed down. Yellow Flash 2 for $2 says Valar Morghulis. I think Jeremy's familiar with that.
Yeah,
all men must die.
I did. I got the temp suspension from Twitter, which I appealed it because they wanted me to delete the tweet. So I just appealed it without deleting it, and they were telling me I could have my access back. So I've appealed. We'll see what happens. Personally, I'm just having fun with it because fuck Twitter, such a trash platform.
Support
if anybody's wondering what's going on, so Az from Hill versus Babyface got suspended or permanently banned from Twitter for making a quote from Game of Thrones in reference to that new period blood She-Hulk that was so awful. And then he got permanently suspended. Then someone asked Gary from Nerdrotic what he got suspended for, and he responded. And then Gary got a 7-day suspension. So then I decided to tweet it out, and then they suspended Upper Echelon Gaming. They suspended Stone Loki. Several other people that were responding to me, but they didn't get me. And then they finally got me for a 12-hour ban. It's just ridiculous, man. Twitter's a joke.
Absolutely. That Tug Life for $5. What's up, Tug? She says they need hockey content. Hi guys, y'all look fabulous. Hope you have a great day. Thank you, Tugs. We do. I mean, it's kind of getting to the fucking end. We're now in the Stanley Cup Finals, but we do definitely. Sports Wars needs to continue building. We've grown this thing to 100,000 subscribers. We have a lot of plans in the future to make this thing bigger. We need more
consistency. We need more consistency.
We need more people. We need more stuff. What I would like to do in the very near future is actually have a daily fucking show, a daily live stream. That's something me and Jeremy have been talking about a little bit. Very similar to how Barstool Sports does the rundown, something that happens in the afternoon where we hit the actual major sports stories of the day, just a 20 or 30-minute stream. Because there's so much to talk about that we don't get a chance to, making a video or two a day. There's always stuff going on in sports, and we have big plans for this channel in the future. So, that's
agreed.
Hockey's definitely a part of it. Fantasy football is a part of it. Sports gambling is definitely a part of it. A lot of things going on, but we got to continue continue to grow and continue to add people to the puzzle.
Yeah, and again, a lot of people may not be aware of the fact that, so Sports Wars is part of Geeks and Gamers, which is, a bigger kind of brand that we're all connected to. And we just have all of these things going on with our personal channels, with the main Geeks and Gamers channel, with our Twitch channel, with our gaming channel. There's just a lot of moving parts. And we're trying to kind of get back focused on the sports channel, especially like when football season gets here. The football's like it's easier to structure around football because it's a weekend thing. You know what I mean? With the exception of your Monday and Thursday game. But it's kind of it's easier to kind of build around that, at least for me too, because I follow football more than I follow any other sport. But we do. I love Ryan's idea of the kind of the daily kind of 30-minute kind of just kind of stream, go through the topical stuff of the day, bullshit a little bit, take a few questions, call it a day, and that'll build consistency and everybody will know what's coming. So we are going to work on it though.
Yeah, we're planning on doing something similar when me and Rose go full time. We talk about 3 days a week. I mean, we have 3-4 channels, so it's a lot.
Yeah, like to put it in perspective, Jeremy said we've got like 7 or 8 different Geeks and Gamers channels, including Sports Wars. I have 3 personal channels and a Twitch channel and also an actual job. So it's we need to find time and just keep putting it out there and get consistent like Jeremy's talking about. But thank you guys for being here, supporting and demanding more. We wouldn't be wanting to focus and put more content out there if you guys weren't here supporting and demanding it. So thank you.
People are saying John's a little low. I'm not hearing him a little low, but if you can bump it up a tad.
Let me try this.
John just doesn't talk as loud as we do.
Yeah.
I'll turn it all the way up now.
He's not an angry white male.
He doesn't have white rage.
Yeah.
How's that? I'm not using my DVX, so I'm using directly on my interface here.
It sounds good to me. So,
am I louder now, everybody?
Drunk 3PO's here.
I was Jay in the very beginning of the stream. I said, literally the first 30 seconds, I said, I bet Drunk 3PO will be very happy that John's wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
Gates of above for $5. Yup, they are overcorrecting, but these pitchers did take it too far. Not my boy DeGrom, 0.69 ERA so far. Dude is a beast. Yeah, and again, if you unlike Charles Barkley, I've actually done my research and understand everything about this situation. If you have a increase in spin rate without a increase in velocity, it's very puzzling. Now, if you have a jump of 50 RPM, that's something that's like, oh man, he must have been working on it. If you have a jump of 200 to 300 to 500 RPM, that's not natural. That is spider tack. That is this substance that they're really trying to crack down on. It's clear what Garrett Cole and Trevor Bauer have been using. Mike Hill for $10. But yeah, Jacob deGrom is a beast. He had an increase in spin rate with a corresponding increase in velocity. Jacob deGrom seems to be doing everything exactly above board and is a monster if he can stay healthy. Mike Hill for $10. What do you think? Who do you think will win the home run title between Fernando Tatis Jr. and Vlad Guerrero Jr.? If Tatis can stay healthy, I think he's got a real shot. Vlad is built for that. Obviously, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is a brick house. Fernando Tatis is a wiry dude who's just swings fucking hard and is really strong and barrels up a lot of balls. I hope Fernando Tatis Jr. wins just because I like him.
What type of numbers are they putting up? Like where are they at?
So let me show you Fernando Tatis Jr.'s numbers right here. I'll pull them up. Fernando,
is he going to be over 50? Over 50?
He's on pace for right around there. Yeah.
Okay.
And here you go. So here's his numbers. He's batting 300, 25 bombs, 54 ribbies, above 1,000 OPS, so on base plus slugging.
That's pretty good.
Now, I know Tatis is not participating in the home run derby. I think what he was asking for was the home run title as far as the actual regular season. Fernando Tatis Jr. dislocated his shoulder earlier this year, hasn't even played in all the games. They're kind of being careful with him because they don't want to re-injure that. That's why he's not going to be in the home run derby. But yeah, I mean, they're putting up really good numbers, and Tatis is only like 22 years old. Vlad Jr. is only like 22 or 21.
I see somebody asking about if we'll cover F1. I have not watched F1 in years. I've talked about this a while where I used to, man, NASCAR and F1, I used to watch religiously, especially NASCAR. I've actually been watching a lot of old school NASCAR stuff because I'm subscribed to Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s YouTube channel, which is, if you're a NASCAR fan, old school NASCAR fan, you need to be watching Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s podcast channel. Such good stuff over there on that channel. But current NASCAR, current F1, I'm completely checked out on that completely. And it just kind of represents a bigger problem with a lot of things that are going on. Just checked out on a lot of stuff. Football, basketball without LeBron, very watchable, obviously. But
I still haven't watched it.
Bubba Smollett can go fuck himself over in NASCAR.
Yeah, and Shohei Ohtani too. Like, Shohei Ohtani is one of the best hitters in baseball and one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's a two-way player. If you guys haven't really, kept up with it, he's insane. Like, what he is doing is insane. But because he's not a guy, he's obviously not from this country. He doesn't speak great English, so I don't think he really gets the screen time that we would all normally be used to seeing. He is a fucking monster. It's crazy what he's doing. Be new for $10. All right, the GOAT of the real sports media. What's your thoughts on LaChina James making a strong China push for Space Jam 2? Hashtag LaChina sucks. Yeah, of course LaChina James wants it to do well in China because he knows no one in America is going to watch it. No one in America wants to watch LeBron James, as evidenced by the ratings.
LeBron is going to need a big Fast and Furious style overseas push for his movie because I'm not watching it. Yeah, I feel like in the US, like, it's not going to be. There's not going to be there's going to be some. Don't get me wrong. There is going to be some attention on it because it's just the general audience and everything like that. But he's going to need one of these like Fast and Furious, overseas success stories to really help elevate it.
Yeah, and like we were talking about, we said the NBA playoffs are better without LeBron James. That is in the title, and it's true. Not only being able to actually tune in and watch something where the dude isn't solely fucking focused on identity politics, but also everyone else agrees too, because playoff ratings are up in a big way now that LeBron James is gone. TV ratings for the NBA playoffs skyrocket with LeBron James not playing. This is a terrible place for a fucking ad.
That's TB12 though, right?
I know it is. It's TB12.
Okay. I'm okay. No, it's very terrible how it's structured.
Yeah, it is. Terrible. I don't like the way that looks.
That looks awful.
But anyway, according to this tweet from NBA Communications, the 2021 viewership through the conference semifinals, 3.5 viewers across TNT, ABC, ESPN, up nearly 40% from last year when the focus was all on Queen James and the focus was all on woke identity fucking politics. Now, that's not to say there hasn't been any of that in the NBA or in these playoffs. There has been, depending on the broadcast, depending on what team, depending on how they're promoting it. But it's been less than it was last year, definitively. And the ratings are proving that is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, people are tired of being preached to. And LeBron James, again, I've talked about this many times. The LeBron stands out there can get mad and cry all they want. LeBron James has become a negative to the NBA. He is a negative. He has hurt the NBA more than he has helped the NBA. That is a fact. You cannot dispute that based on what we have seen. That doesn't mean he's not a great player. It doesn't mean he's not an all-time great player. But what it means is that his activism and his alienating of the fans has hurt the league more than it has helped it. That is just a fact at this point. You can't dispute it. You can cry about it. You can be upset about it, but it doesn't change the fact that it is the truth. And him not being there, the numbers prove it. The discussions prove it. People are more interested in this league without LeBron James in it. Fuck him.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple parts of it. I think one is just truly LeBron James fatigue in general. because he has just been there year after year after year for the past decade. But a ton of it is his divisive identity politics, his preaching, his fucking attitude, and the fact that the NBA needs always to focus on him because that's what they thought they needed to do. They think they need to do that for ratings when it's obvious they don't. He has driven so many people away from this game, from 40 million people tuning in to see Michael Jordan in that last shot in the 98 NBA Finals, right? To where we are at last year with a record low, can barely get 5 million people to watch the NBA Finals. LeBron James has pushed so many people away from this game. And with him out and with different names and actual good storylines and good games, that is bringing people back to the NBA in a small way. And it's a start.
Yep.
Well, again, why do we watch sports? We watch sports for competition, for good on the field competition, and good personalities within the sport that make it interesting from a sports perspective. That's why we watch sports. That's it. That's why. Like growing up in the 80s and the 90s, was I watching football because Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith and Jerry Rice were telling me about all of the problems in the world and how racist America was, or was it because they were phenomenal athletes and they were entertaining? And to hear, interviews after the game and perspective from them to talk about what happened on the field and everything like that, that's what you're interested in. There's a little bit of an echo. I don't know why. I don't know if it's me or if it's somebody. Do you guys hear that?
I hear it a little bit. I think it's John.
Fine. Yeah, so no big deal either way. But getting back to it, that's why people are interested. That's what has carried interest over the years. When I was, a baseball fan, Ken Griffey Jr., Barry Bonds, Cecil Fielder, when he hit like 50-something home runs in that first year, he, really blew up. And just little Oral Hershiser, Ricky Henderson. Like, why do I remember these players? Because of their on-the-field performances, not because of their activism off the court. And it's not that complicated to understand why this is happening. It's because LeBron James has become a negative to the NBA.
Yeah, and you can see very clearly, like, the ridiculous, this, like, 10% of people, probably not even that they're really trying to appeal to. The same people who were celebrating one moment when an NFL football player came out as gay, and then the next minute they were trying to cancel him because they thought he might be a Trump supporter.
Let me see if I can find that tweet really quick, because that was funny as hell. Because these people are insane, dude.
He only lasted a day.
Yeah, it's only okay. Like, it's not okay if it's great. It's so powerful to come out with this message and inspire people if you come out as gay, if you're a gay player, like Ryan Nassib did. But if you might be a Trump supporter, if they even think you might be a Trump supporter, fucking cancel you. Go fuck yourself. We don't care. Then their sexuality doesn't matter. None of that matters because you might think a different way than we do. It is absolutely disgusting.
Right here. Look at that. That sums it up right there. I am proud and support Carl Nassib for coming out. Unless he's a Trump supporter, then that is just problematic.
Yep.
Oh my.
And that it was like tons of these tweets because everybody made a big deal about during Pride Month he announced he's gay. Then people were like, this guy might be a Trump supporter. I don't even know. I haven't looked into Carl Nassib enough to know.
He's a registered Republican, which is a problem.
No. A gay Republican.
And there's a picture of him. I guess there's a picture of him standing with some of his friends, and one of his friends has a pro-Trump shirt on. So then they were like freaking out. And
a gay Republican Trump supporter. We're breaking the conditioning.
It's so good to watch these fucking nut jobs lose their mind. And again, that's the box you put yourself in right there. You go out there and you celebrate someone based on their sexual preference. And again, whenever someone is celebrated for their sexual preference, you understand that the people celebrating them are also going to throw them under the bus if their politics don't align with theirs. And that's exactly what we've seen from freaks like this right here. If you judge someone based on who they fuck, you're a fucking weirdo and you're an SJW. That's essentially how I view that. Like, no one should be judged based on who they fuck. They just shouldn't. Unbelievable.
Yellow Flash 2 for $2 says, if you come out in sports, your stats improve. I would say ask Michael Sam. It didn't work out too well for him, but he did get a lot of attention, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did get a lot of attention. Now,
Yep.
Carl, like I do not care who's fucking who on a team. So Carl Nassib did come out and say, "Hey, I just want to let everybody know I'm gay." He didn't. I thought he did it in an okay way. Like if he really feels like he needs to do that to let everybody know, and he feels like he's been hiding, thinks maybe can inspire more people. Whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. He didn't make it super fucking political or preachy or anything. He just said, "Hey, just want to let you know, this is who I am. Hopefully, this will inspire others to just be like, come out whoever they want to be, and let everybody know."
I was hoping Ryan would quote him again because that's gonna get clipped. Because you said, "Hey, just let everybody know I'm." It's gonna get clipped.
God damn it. But anyway, so it wasn't like a super overtly preachy thing. And then to have these people turn on him after celebrating him is just, it's perfect. It's everything that they are. It is who these people are, and they're disgusting.
Yep. And dude, I see people bringing it up in the chat. I don't know why the fuck it happened, but I got a Manti Te'o fucking video recommended to me the other day, and I went down the Manti Te'o rabbit hole all over again. I was just like,
That's
I
funny.
can't believe how bad this is.
Dude, like,
It's like
I wish we had a channel then.
I know.
Could you imagine?
Oh man.
Yeah, imagine like trying to be Manti Te'o. I was talking to I forget who I was talking to. I was talking to a player who played with Manti Te'o. I don't know if this is an Uche story or not. I don't think it was. I think it was somebody else. But they were talking about like, yeah, every fucking play on the field where Manti Te'o, people would be giving him shit about it. Be like, "Oh, Manti, I think that's your girl over there, huh?" Like, it just imagine living that down. You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't recover from that, dude. You can't recover from it. I remember when that whole thing happened, dude. Because again, you know, and not to bring the Tim Tebow thing into it. I'm not bringing that, but I'm saying in college football, there's never been a bigger star than Tim Tebow. Never. He's the most prominent college football player ever, and there's not even a close second. But that Manti Te'o story, when it first happened and it was reported that, you know, his grandmother and then his girlfriend passed away, the media started building him up. And I remember going like, this motherfucker's the next Tebow. You know what I mean? Like they are just going insane over this guy. And I mean, obviously I was like, oh man, that sucks that the guy went through it. I was not a Notre Dame fan at all. Because I'm a Bama fan, but Notre Dame was very good that year for the first time in forever. Even
They were fucking lucky and overrated as fuck. They should have lost that goddamn Stanford game. That was clearly
they shouldn't have been in a championship game.
No, they shouldn't.
No,
they shouldn't. They shouldn't. But just watching how the media treated Manti Te'o, they blew him up so much.
Yeah.
And then they tore him down just as quickly. Now we kind of tore himself down, but still, like, I don't think Manti Te'o really understood what was about to happen, because once the media grabbed a hold of that story, they just elevated him so much. And then it was the most embarrassing thing I've seen, man.
Yeah. And like, as someone who I literally grew up 30 to 40 minutes away from Notre Dame campus in South Bend. I was in Goshen, Indiana, but I hate the Irish. I hate Notre Dame, but they're always very prominent. They're obviously always on TV, always in the local news. So many Irish fans, of course, where I was, because that's Notre Dame country right there. And so I despise Manti Te'o because of all the praise he was getting. So when that happened, it was like a fucking glorious moment for me. It was so fucking funny.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. I will never forget. And by the way, what was the girl's name? Lene Kakua was the girl's name.
Something like that, yeah.
But when it happened, I'll never forget it. There was, I remember calling my cousin Tommy. I was like, dude, turn on Sports Center. There was a reporting, and then on the sidebar on Sports Center, it literally said, breaking news, Manti Te'o's girlfriend did not exist. What the fuck does that even mean?
Yes. And yeah, this is the guy that got catfish. Yeah, this is the guy who This is a dude who like is like on SportsCenter every fucking day. He's essentially I would say he's the most prominent player on that Notre Dame team. He was a guy that legitimately had there were people talking about Heisman with him because he was, you know, the best defensive player on that team that Notre Dame was going to go to the national championship game before they got absolutely wrecked. So he was a big name, and his girlfriend was probably just some fucking random dude.
It was a random dude. Here we go. Here it is right here. Look at this breaking news. Manti Te'o's girlfriend did not exist.
More reaction ahead.
What? Oh man, look, LeBron was still a prominent discussion back then. But yeah,
LeBron 20K. Was that LeBron was going to LeBron was about to close in on 20,000 points, some shit.
Yeah, and but look at that. Manti Te'o. I remember turning that shit on and going, "This is what the fuck is going on." Oh man.
Oh, Manti Te'o. Poor dude. I feel bad for him. Someone said well, that's funny. I didn't mean to highlight that, but yes, it actually was. It was her. AJ McCarron had a real girlfriend. Yes, and Brent Musburger made everybody aware of who that was.
Damn right. That was funny as hell.
Funny.
That was
Holy
so
shit.
funny.
All right, let's get a couple of these super chats. Go ahead.
I want to find that clip of Musburger. You go ahead. Go
ahead. Jay Anderson Jr. becomes a channel member. Thank you very much, Jay Anderson. Appreciate that. JD for $5. Thank you, JD. Mike Hill for 10. How about doing a special Sports Wars playing Mario Golf? We're doing a lot of Mario Golf over on our Gaming with Geeks channel. Ruthie, if you can put in the chat the Gaming with Geeks channel. That's where we're doing a lot of that right now.
I clipped this last night, and I'll show everybody real quick. Myself and Tommy Tron were playing. Okay, now let me let everybody know what's going on here. Okay, so essentially we were playing speed golf, and so essentially you hit the ball and then you run, and then there's little power-ups that kind of increase your speed. You can grab coins. You just have to run to the ball and then hit it again. And it's the whole point is to whoever can get
it's like a time and a stroke thing.
Yeah. And then you just continue running. So if you miss, it adds 30 seconds to your time. And Tommy had already beaten me twice in regular golf. And I was actually fucking mad because Tommy's actually was playing really good. So he had beat me the first 2 rounds. And then this one, though, he was all flustered. Like, he didn't know what to do. So, like, we're putting. Now, Tommy is Yoshi and I'm Mario. You can see I'm kind of transparent. So right here you see right here where the clubs are, you can easily, if you're in a rush, you can actually accidentally hit like from a putter to
driver or something.
Yeah. So Tommy's rushing because he's already behind. And because you can see right here, Tommy's already 1 minute and 28 seconds behind me right here. So Tommy's rushing. So I got to putt it. And Tommy, like, I don't know what he's doing. He accidentally hit to like his 9-iron or some shit. Just watch. But it was so funny. Here we go. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, no. Did it hit the hole, though?
No, it just kind of fell back down.
But it hit the pin, though, right?
Yeah, it did hit the flag. Here,
that's so lucky. Imagine if that.
I know.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, no, dude. Imagine if that had sailed.
I got nervous.
Look how sad he is.
I'm sitting here getting ready to putt. You lean back and whack the fuck out of him. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, God damn it. Oh. This shit is intense, man. I can't fucking focus. Oh yeah, Mario Golf is fucking great, man. So we could do 4 players on that, and Ryan's gonna get on it. Big Nintendo fan.
I'm gonna
he
get
is.
so fucking frustrated because
Yeah.
I play golf, and I've played. I really enjoy like the Tiger Woods or the PGA Tour games because of how actually like accurate they've been. So if this is like super cartoony, I'm gonna be so fucking frustrated. We'll see. John's back. What's up, John?
Yep. Here we go.
Good.
I got AJ McCarron and Brent Musburger right here.
Perfect. There we go.
Here we go.
Oh my.
Now, when you're a quarterback at Alabama, you see that lovely lady there. She does go to Auburn, I want to admit that. But she also, this Alabama, and that's A.J. McCarron's girlfriend, okay? And right there on the right is Dee Bonner. That's A.J.'s mom. Wow, I'm telling you, quarterbacks, you get all the good-looking women. What a beautiful woman. Wow, A.J.'s doing. Whoa. You're a youngster in Alabama.
Oh, man, he'd be fired today for that.
Yes.
He got a lot of shit then.
He did.
This was 8 years ago, or so. He got a lot of shit. Ryan plays golf, but he probably gets pissed and throws his clubs into a tree. 1,000%. I throw my clubs all over. I've chucked my fucking driver about fucking 50, 75 yards before completely smashed the club over my knee. I get very, very mad on the golf course. I have high standards for myself. That's why I get mad. Jay Anderson for $2. LeBrick is out of the playoffs. I want the Suns to win. I think a lot of people are pulling for the Suns. It's a really cool story, and that's what draws people in. Cool stories.
Stories. Yes.
Having a young team with Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, all these guys that are really coming up big, and of course the Chris Paul story, like Jeremy was talking about. He wants to see Chris Paul, finally get that.
I think they're my pick probably to win it all. I know the Bucks, I believe, are the overall favorites, but
yeah,
the
Bucks have a lot of length. It's going to be interesting to see that matchup because I do think that's where it'll be. I don't think that Trae Young is going to be able to carry the Hawks past the Bucks, but I'm really looking forward to that finals. And it's a shame that Kawhi Leonard's injured, but.
Yeah, I really I've always respected Chris Paul's game. How he plays sometimes with his flopping and his all that type of shit really does turn me off. But just the dude's been doing Chris Paul to me is you go back to when he was with the Hornets, totally carried those teams. I remember the trade to the Lakers that never happened, which I think would have been. Man, I can't even imagine what would have happened if Chris Paul would have went to the Lakers with Kobe. That would.
And they were keeping. Weren't they? They kept Lamar Odom, or no, they traded Lamar Odom. Was that what they were going to do?
Yeah.
I think they were trading Lamar Odom to the Hornets. They were still the Hornets at that time to get Chris Paul back. And David Stern vetoed it because the Hornets were being owned by the NBA at the time, correct?
Right.
Because they were in the midst of an ownership thing. So, yeah.
Can you imagine Chris Paul and Kobe on the same team, man?
And with Powell, too. It would have been
nasty.
It would have been tough.
It would have been. I mean, it would have been a super team. There's no doubt about that. So, Blue-Eyed Scorpio for $5 says a better idea for you guys that all of us would enjoy when it comes to streaming. Just stop and delete your channels.
That's pretty good.
Thank you, Blue-Eyed Scorpio. Jason XCar Coon, is that supposed to be XR Coon? But XCar Coon for $2. Cover the College World Series. NCAA cheated. NC State, it's BS. I've been really busy this last week. So NC State had 6 players test positive for COVID, and 4 of them were fully jabbed up. And I don't know all the details behind it, but it sounds like they completely fucked them out of the World Series.
It does sound
even testing people that are like that. Why the fuck are you getting tested? Isn't the point that even if you do get it, it's not that bad. Why are you even fucking testing these people?
Yeah, no, the whole thing, based on what I've heard, they completely fucked them over. I saw El Prez, Dave Portnoy. Now, I mean, he did introduce himself as one of the biggest NC State baseball fans in the country, which I'm like, what?
It's because they've been doing a ton of gambling on the College Baseball World Series.
Okay,
It's been like really
okay.
prominent. So
Okay.
yeah. So I imagine he had money on him.
Yeah, nothing but respect for Dave. Love Dave. When he said that, I'm like, what? I've never heard you talk about NC State baseball, but yeah, it sounds to me like they completely fucked him over, and we got to stop this nonsense, man. We have to stop this, and we're getting close to it, but the NCAA is a corrupt piece of shit, ran organization. They just are. They're terrible, and for them to step in and do this is unforgivable. But it's sad that we're still dealing with this. You've got people packing out stadiums. You've got people, having fun, living their lives, and for them to step in and have this type of impact, they fucked them over from what it seems like.
Yeah. I see a question in the chat. Was it Adam Silver that denied the Lakers? I believe David Stern was still the commissioner back
David
then.
Stern was the commissioner.
It was David Stern. It was David
Yeah,
Stern.
that was like 2008, like 2009 or 2010 or something, maybe. I don't know. But it was definitely still Stern.
Yep.
Where was it? AJ Eckley for $5. Who would you rather watch, LeBron James or Don Lemon? Lol, both can't get a million views. LeBron James or Don Lemon?
Neither. They're both horrible.
I can make a lot of videos on Sports Wars about LeBron James, so I guess LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, well,
you can make a lot of D-Day Cobra videos about Don Lemon.
CNN has proven to be very lucrative for D-Day Cobra.
The better question was who would you rather watch, Don Lemon or Brian Stelter? That'd be a better question.
I would rather watch Don Lemon.
I was going to say the same thing too.
Stelter, my God, man.
His ratings are the worst.
Yeah, the Stelter, man.
Who is it that does the Stelter voiceovers?
Mark Dice.
Mark Dice, yeah. Stelter is good because of Mark Dice videos.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Oh my God.
And it's funny. His show is named Reliable Sources.
Yeah,
it's more like unreliable sources.
Yeah, there it was. What was that really So Brainless II says full trade details was Los Angeles Lakers get CP3, Hornets get Lamar Odom, Luis Scola, K. Martin, and Goran Dragic from Houston. So Kenya Martin and Goran Dragic from Houston, and Rockets get Gasol from LA. I don't remember Gasol being a part of it. I thought they were going to keep Gasol.
I'm trying to remember that. That's been a while.
Brainless II obviously just fucking looked it up. So I thought, because to me, I don't know if that trade would have been as like, how do you veto that? I do think now that Gasol was going to the Rockets. If I remember that, I don't remember exactly, but I think he's right about that. Oh, Mark Gasol. That makes way more sense.
Okay.
That makes way more sense.
It was so long ago, I do not remember the details.
I don't remember Goran Dragic being a part of that either. But that was a long ass time ago.
But I think Dragic was on the Rockets back then.
Yeah. Kevin Martin, not Kenyon.
Oh yeah, Kevin Martin.
Pete Thompson says no, it was indeed Pau Gasol.
I thought it was Pau.
And anyway, that's crazy they denied that. That seems actually like a pretty fair trade, to be honest with you.
I'm a double check that.
Anyway, Eric Winberg for $2. I got tired of watching activist NFL and moved on. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that. Taker610 for $2. Can't root for the Bucks due to Jacob Blake. Suns then? I would root for the Suns. I don't think a lot of people are rooting for Milwaukee.
Before you go on, it says Paul Gasol traded to Houston Rockets in 3-team deal involving Chris Paul. So he was traded to the Rockets.
Yeah. Like, wasn't Kobe like ready to pick up Chris Paul from the fucking airport?
Yes. And
then Chris Paul ends up getting traded a few days later to the Clippers. And Chris Paul got into town and was trying to go to Staples Center or whatever for the press conference. And he like asked his driver to stop because he wanted to pick up a Clippers hat. And he couldn't find one. He couldn't find a Clippers hat. It was all Lakers hats. Holy shit.
You know what, though? I'm glad that the Clippers are finally getting out of Staples Center. They're going to have their own arena. it's about time. They need to
Absolutely
get out of there.
Yeah. Mick Walsh for €5 says Stephen Rat Smith looked uncomfortable talking about Carl Nassib being part of the Alphabet Soup group when he roasted Michael Sam for the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, Stephen A. There was once upon a time
I've lost a lot of respect for Stephen A.
Yeah, it's the dude is a clown. He's all over the place. Almost every time he starts talking about anything remotely social or controversial, he always starts out with "as a black man," and it's like, thank you, Stephen A. Thank you for the obvious. We didn't know. We had no idea.
You know what? I hated when people start off like that.
John, I'm not listening to you unless you start out saying "as a black man."
As a black man, I hate it when people start out with "as a black man."
I don't like that because that insinuates that all black people think the same.
Yes, exactly. That's the
That's
point.
ridiculous. That's what the media tells me, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Real quick, I don't think we got it on our list to talk about, but who do you guys think Brady was talking about? What team?
So
that whole comment.
You guys have been running Saints stuff, but you think he was talking about Drew Brees, right?
Yeah, Rose didn't think it was actually Garoppolo. He was pretty good,
Garoppolo.
close friends.
I think it's Garoppolo.
I think it's Garoppolo. Like I don't like.
Some people thought it was the Bears.
No, it's not. It wasn't the Bears. First, just no way they would have been sticking with Mitch Trubisky on his last year instead of Brady. Like that's just not realistic.
Yeah, look,
but there were only a couple teams that he was really talking to. It was the 49ers, the fucking Buccaneers, and the Chargers. Those are really the only three teams. And the Chargers let Phillip Rivers go and drafted a rookie quarterback who wasn't even supposed to play the first year because it was just Tyrod Taylor as like this little like crossover. So I don't think the Chargers would have been fuck Tom Brady. We're going with Tyrod Taylor. The only thing that makes sense to me is the 49ers.
Yeah, I think it's the 49ers. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I think Jimmy Garoppolo's overrated as fuck. I don't think he's good. I think he's completely overhyped, and I think that
Jimmy G was getting a lot of praise in New England when Brady was there.
He was, but he didn't do shit.
He didn't play
shit. Yeah.
How many games he played in New England? He played what? 2 games? A game and a half.
Yeah,
four games.
Four games? Okay.
But he's overrated. He's not good. He's not a terrible quarterback, but he's completely overrated, and that contract was ridiculous. He's not proven it. He's not durable. He gets injured a lot. And there's just so I do think it was the 49ers because Brady also has he's a fan of the 49ers. He grew up as a Joe Montana fan. So for him to potentially go to San Francisco with all the Jimmy G stuff, because again, Brady's the reason Jimmy G left New England because Brady ran him out.
That's what a lot of the reports were, that Belichick kind of wanted to stick with them. Tom Brady wanted them to commit to him and said, I want, kind of, I don't know exactly what was said, but it sounds like Brady wanted him out as a commitment to Brady,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know exactly what went down, but to me, I think it makes sense for the 49ers because that's his team. Like that was his team growing up. He was a 49ers fan. Mm-hmm. So
I think Garoppolo only played 1.5 games because remember when Brady was suspended 4 games, he got hurt, I believe, in that second game. And then the other guy came. What's the other guy's name? Damn it. Doesn't matter.
The guy who went to the Colts. The black dude.
Garoppolo only played like a game and a half in New England.
Maybe.
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I personally, I just don't think that. I don't think that Tom Brady would have been that. I guess that adamant about the Saints sticking with Drew Brees. Do you know what I mean? Like to me, that's not something that would be outlandish. Like the fact that a team is sticking with a clear Hall of Fame, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, who's just a few years younger than Brady. That doesn't make any sense to me that he would feel that way about it. It makes a lot of sense he would feel that way about Jimmy Garoppolo. But also,
Breeze is also thinking about retiring too before last season.
Yeah, but I think it was San Francisco, and I think it was Garoppolo.
It wouldn't surprise me though if it was the Saints. and I talked about this in video too. Remember Tom Brady doing the whole Deflategate thing? They got his emails. He was throwing Peyton Manning under the bus. He was like, Peyton Manning has 1-2 years. I got 7. Just completely threw him under the bus. So I wouldn't be.
Well, he's not throwing him under the bus.
I don't think that's throwing him under the bus. That's just kind of being real.
That's saying that it's stupid that there's even this conversation. That's what he's saying. He said it's stupid that there's a conversation between me and Peyton Manning when this is what I've done. There's no conversation between Brady and Breeze. There never has been.
No.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Who knows?
I think it's going to be interesting to see if it's discussed any further. I wonder if he will say it. Brady has really shown he's savage.
Opened up a little bit.
He's savage as fuck now, man. And
now that he's not part of the Patriot way.
Yeah. So
I still don't think we're going to find out. We're not going to find out.
I don't think he would openly do it like that.
Yeah.
So.
No.
Darkside Droids for $5 says Notre Dame is the most overrated, overhyped, overblown football team in NCAA history. You are 100% correct.
Yes, you are correct.
This is a team that consistently gets top 10 recruiting classes, consistently under fucking performs, has a dog shit schedule because they're not in a fucking conference. Like Notre Dame is trash. They're not trash. I say that a lot, but they're overrated. Bottom line is they always come, Notre Dame's, they're ranked 12th in the country this year in preseason polls for no reason. And then they go fucking 7-6 and they lose to Navy or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been it. I went to a game in the Charlie Weiss era when Golden Tate was playing for Notre Dame and they had Jimmy Clausen as quarterback. And I saw that Notre Dame team lose to Navy at Notre Dame Stadium. So embarrassing for them. Jason Gaines for $2. We need Matrix and Rhodes on a Mario Kart stream. Do you guys have Switches?
I don't play Mario Kart. I used to play Mario Kart.
You don't play video games, do you?
I used to be a bit video game fan, and I don't know what happened. I just kind of grew out of it. I used to play Mario Kart religiously.
Good man.
Suck it, Ryan. Go Irish. I saw somebody too that's like, I'm a big Notre Dame fan, but I'm still a fan of the channel. We just talk shit because that's what people do. Like Notre Dame, the reason Notre Dame is hyped up is because all that they did in their history, right? Like all the great teams that they had. To me, it's like the Dallas Cowboys effect, where they did all these things and they're still like living off of that.
Yep.
That's what it feels like to me.
Last time Notre Dame was actually like respectable, in my opinion, was Rocket Ismail. That's the last time I remember them being respectable, and that was a long time ago.
Mets for $2. Mets 2128 for $2 says NBA hashtag cut the cancer, and we all know who it is. It is LeBron James. Thank you very much. Scout and Steve for $5 think the Nets super team helped out with ratings as well. I know I'm happy with the Nets being out. That was a great fucking series. I bet that series helped ratings because we saw it was the most watched game. I don't know. I don't think that like that is something fresh. The idea of Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant all being on a team. I don't think that them getting out helped ratings. But it is another interesting story, Milwaukee with really this opportunity that they have facing a Hawks team who is, well, how are they doing this? No one really knows. Trae Young's just going off at the right time. So it's an interesting story for sure.
Assuming that we do get the Suns and the Bucks or the Hawks, it'll be definitely more organic made teams where the teams actually put together the team rather than collusion of super teams. So I believe that's going to be much better for the league.
Yeah, I agree. I hope so. We got a $50 super chat from Francisco Sanchez Jr. Thank you so much. Says, by the way, this is a quote. By the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things. That is a quote from the 46th president of the United States, Joseph Biden.
What
So
a
yeah,
moron.
interesting. As a black man, John Matrix thinks that he's a moron.
Yeah, I mean,
and by the way, Joe, I'm not African American. I'm not even from Africa. Just so you know.
There you go. So he wasn't talking about you.
I'm black.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm all for respecting different opinions, and we all do respect different opinions to an extent. But if you support Joe Biden, you're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry, you're just a fucking idiot. There's no way around it. Like, how can you be proud that that guy represents anything? It's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah. Mike Hill for 5. I find it confusing how Notre Dame football is. And go ahead, Jeremy.
Oh, I was going to say thank you for that big super chat. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Massive super chat for a Joe Biden quote, Francisco. Appreciate it. Mike Hill for 5. I find it confusing how Notre Dame football is independent, but the other sports play in conference. It's because they have enough power to be able to remain that way. They don't necessarily have that power in those other sports. Those other sports, it was better for them kind of financially and everything to go ahead and join a conference. In football, they've been able to protect themselves and that aura and that mystique around Notre Dame football by remaining independent, not joining the Big Ten and just being a fucking middling team, not joining the ACC and being a middling team. They've been able to protect that aura around them by being able to schedule whoever they want to play. The TV package they had with NBC Sports was insane for a long time. That's another big reason they wouldn't be able to keep that if they were in a conference. So a lot of different things. But thank you, Mike Hill. Now, I did want to talk about one more thing. I saw this story earlier before we started today. Yet another athlete that is deciding to put politics, identity politics, woke activism above the sport. And this time it's going to be someone who's representing the United States of America. It continues to be disgusting what happens day in, day out. And it's sad that this is going to be what the Olympics becomes about. But you have this person here, Gwen Berry. Gwen Berry, as you see, these two other people who won gold and silver in the hammer throw Olympic trials. Gwen Berry, who finished third, turns away from the flag as the anthem is played. We have a story here from Outkick. Olympic hammer thrower Gwen Berry turns her back on U.S. flag during national anthem. How much does this want to make you watch the Olympics, Jeremy?
This is disgusting. This person is trash. A trash person, a trash human being who's trying to make this all about them and not, or herself and not about anything other than, being respectable that you're even in that position. This type of behavior has got to be criticized across the board, because I have zero respect for this person. And this is the LeBron James effect. This is the Colin Kaepernick effect. And this person, what's going to happen is this person is going to, their career is going to continue to dwindle away, and then they're going to play the victim because you decided to disrespect an entire country on that platform, and you're going to pay the price significantly. And then all you're going to do is play the victim. All you're going to do is pretend like all of this victimization is the reason why you're getting it. No, you're being held accountable for the disrespect that you're showing. You're being held accountable for your actions. That's what's going to happen. This is fucking sick.
Yeah.
I've said it before. If you hate this country, I don't want you representing this country. Get the hell out. I heard that Venezuela is pretty good this time of year. I heard that China's pretty good this time of year. I heard that North Korea is pretty good this time of year. Get the hell out. Enough said.
Yeah.
It's sad that this is the type of person that is going to be representing the United States at the Olympics. Someone who's going to disrespect the flag and disrespect their fucking country all over a political message. She literally grabbed this shirt that says activist athlete and put it over her head as she turned away during the national anthem being played after she's on the podium. What a fucking stuck-up, entitled bitch.
Yep.
Fuck this person. Fuck Gwen Berry. Listen to what she says. Then she says she tries playing victim after it says it was a setup that they played the national anthem.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
happens.
always-
Have you ever witnessed any of these events before, Gwyn Barry? Is this what you're going to do if you won the gold medal, which you won't because you're a bitch? If you won the gold medal at the Olympics, you would turn away from the flag and claim it was a setup when they played it? The thrower turned her back on the U.S. flag during the national anthem and says it was disrespectful and a setup to play the song while she took the bronze medal.
God, man. Always
Disrespectful to play the anthem. Really?
Yeah, I've got further quotes from her. While the music played, Barry placed her left hand on her hip and fidgeted. She then took a quarter turn so she was facing the stands, not the flag. Toward the end, she plucked up her black t-shirt with the words activist athlete emblazoned on the front and draped it over her head. I feel like it was a setup and they did it on purpose, Barry said of the timing of the anthem. I was pissed, to be honest. Let's see. Second place belonged to Brooke Anderson while Barry grabbed the third spot, blah, 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 blah. Barry, headed to her second Olympics, has promised to use her position in Tokyo to keep raising awareness about social injustices in her home country. My purpose and my mission is bigger than sports. I'm here to represent those who died due to systemic racism. That's the important part. That's why I'm going. That's why I'm here today. Look at this ungrateful piece of shit.
My question is, okay, you want to raise awareness on systemic racism. Please define it and tell me who in the modern era has actually been a victim of systemic racism.
That's they don't have an answer to that question other than continuing to give the falsehoods that they've been giving for years.
Yep, absolutely. It's just, you know, this is the type of mindset that the media has highlighted, and you have dumb people like this person that don't do any research and they just run with whatever the narrative is that's out there and not thankful for the position that they're in. It's disgusting. And, you can bring awareness to any issues you want in the right way. If you have the right mindset and if you have the right approach. But when you start spewing this false narrative that the media has created and you start playing the fake victim, you will immediately not be taken seriously. You're not going to be taken seriously. Yes, Colin Kaepernick has proven that you can make a lot of money by being a fake victim. Okay. Congrats to him for that. He's made a lot of money by being a fake victim because he realized he wasn't good enough to play in the NFL anymore. So then he shifted that. Maybe that's what this person feels they've peaked and now they have to be a fake victim because they're not going to be able to elevate their career anymore. Probably going to make a lot more money from being woke. But you're not going to have respect. And in the long run, no one's going to remember your name other than that you're an ungrateful piece of garbage. That's it.
Yeah. Absolutely. It is it's disgusting. And unfortunately, that's what so many athletes are turning to, like Jeremy said, to be relevant. Fuck this bitch. Fuck Gwyn Barry. I don't think very many people in America are going to be rooting for her. Maybe all these cucks will be, but I don't think any actual proud Americans are going to be rooting for Gwyn Barry to do shit at the upcoming Olympics. And it's fucked up, but that's where we are today.
Yep.
President-elect Archie Bunker on Streamlabs for $5. Thank you so much. Says, congrats, Ryan, for your courage for coming out on Chrissy Mayr's podcast. Well, I don't remember that. But I was on Chrissy Mayr's podcast. Check out her channel. So stunning and brave. Do you guys have a schedule posted somewhere for when you do your live streams on the Geeks and Gamers family of channels?
I would like to get that up on geeksandgamers.com. So that's something we're working on, getting a schedule, because we got a lot actually that we're working on in terms of just getting more structure to Geeks and Gamers. It's going to take us a couple of weeks to get everything worked out, but we understand that if we can get structure from our standpoint of how we operate, it's going to reflect to you guys, because yeah, there's a lot of YouTube channels out there and it's hard to keep up with what's going on here, what's going on there. Consistency is the key. So we will work on that for sure.
Yeah, and we have some stuff in the works, and I think that Siobhan was actually working on something earlier today about that, about getting a schedule for everything going. So
Cowboy Cut Ribeye says, "Why do I have a soccer ball next to my name? Because you're a member of the channel."
Because somebody who doesn't know anything about sports created the emotes and didn't realize that we never talk about soccer on this channel. But thank you, Krista, for even making the emotes. We probably need to rectify some of those.
Probably.
But thank you guys for me. It's been a great stream.
Yes. Yeah,
So
has been a great stream, and so we're gonna be live tonight on Gaming with Geeks YouTube channel and on Geeks and Gamers Twitch channel. So if you have not followed us over on Twitch, please do that. Geeks_and_gamers playing Mario Kart. Gonna be a big night. Gonna be a crazy night. If you want to watch that full Mario Golf stream with myself and Tommy, you can go over to Gaming with Geeks. It's still public, so you can go check that out. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, we'll be live tonight. Looking forward to it. Ryan will be live on his personal channel a little bit later today.
Yep.
Make sure you go check that out, and whatever John's got going on.
That's right. What do you guys got going on over at oh man, just got a couple more super chats. But John, what do you guys got going on at the Black and White Network?
We have expanded. We are actually on Newsbreak right now. Different than YouTube, we cover local sports in Texas, so that's actually going really good. They reached out to us to go over there, and they pushed the videos pretty good over there. So,
yeah, you texted me about that. So
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
day when funny story, when you texted me that, so I had an issue with my my Note 20. The screen just stopped working on it.
Yeah, Jeremy dropped it.
So
that was the I had an issue with it.
This thing is amazing, Jeremy.
I fucking
No, I know.
I
It's
found
all
it on
right.
the I
It's
found it on the ground,
Sorry.
and all of a sudden the screen didn't work.
Yes. But I have now got my new phone, so I'm good to go. But you texted me that morning, and so that's why I didn't respond. So
okay.
Mr. Smith says Ryan, Jeremy, or John have real jobs. Jeremy doesn't. But this is Jeremy's job. YouTube is Jeremy's job. I do.
Yeah.
Because I'm not as successful as Jeremy yet. So I do have a real job. I can't speak for John.
Honestly, I'm about to leave my job because,
There you go.
dude, you don't realize how hard it is doing a full-time job and doing what we do. It's like 17, 18 hours a day, man. It is brutal.
Yep.
So we're doing okay to where I can do this full-time now. I really could. I could for
That's
a while
awesome.
now, but I just haven't done it yet. I haven't pulled the trigger, but I'm about to.
That's fucking awesome, man. It's gonna be a little bit for me, but we'll see. You never know what the future holds. But I for right now, I do. Mexican Iron, but I mean, when you say like a real job, like I know people don't think of
mean
YouTube
more of a day job.
I know what you mean, but like the
YouTube's
amount
not
of
a real
time and
job.
everything that Jeremy dedicates to this stuff,
it doesn't matter. It's not a real job.
exactly. It's not a real job, but it is definitely a job that takes up a lot of.
Oh no,
fucking time.
it is. Yeah, no. When I say it's not a real job, I mean I make my own schedule. I make my own, kind of path, and it's. Do I work a lot? Yes, I work a lot, and I never stop. I have no life. I have zero life whatsoever outside of my YouTube world and the website and everything like that. But it's not, compared to working a day job and working for corporate America. No, I don't even. It's not even close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not even close.
It's no different than any other type of self-employed, your own business.
Right.
Yes.
Some of them may be more structured than others, but that's what.
Yeah,
they
and
do.
I don't work. I don't consider myself working for YouTube. I work for myself because we have the website. We have income from a lot of various different places. But obviously YouTube is an important part of that. Yeah. I mean,
it is.
Well, I have an OnlyFans because Ryan actually just sends a lot of creepy videos, and I was like, I don't really want these, so I just upload them to OnlyFans and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't know why he sends them, but
that was why he was so devastated when his phone just stopped working because he lost all those messages. Mexican Iron Man for $20 says, thank you guys. Thank you, Mexican Iron Man, for always supporting, even out there in South Carolina. Your new place, which you're really enjoying. Got the fuck out of California like everyone should. Shout out Mexican Iron Man. Francisco Sanchez Jr. for another $50. This time it's not a Biden quote because I don't think Biden would ever say this. Ryan the Cat, Jeremy the Cobra, John the Neo. Imagine I don't watch sports yet. I watch this show. Go figure. Keep at it, guys. And that's awesome. That's cool. Like we have people here that are literally just watching for us. Regardless of anything going on in the sports world.
Yeah,
but
and that's cool,
thank you so much for your support, dude.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate it, and that's what people like during the Mario Golf stream last night. I was asked about the app, and I don't want to get into too many details on it. But the app is still coming along, but it is a process, and it's a money pit, and it's a time consuming pit. It's going to take time. but we will get an app for geeksandgamers.com at some point. But it's the process has been frustrating, to say the least, but we will get it done. It's just got to be done right. It's got to be done right. And I want to make sure that it's not something we just introduce and then we don't maintain. So there's a lot to it, but your support and everything you guys do, that gives me the ability to continue to move forward with these decisions.
Absolutely. And again, thank you guys for being here. We'll be back on Sunday with another stream. And again, we are working on doing some more streams and some more content here. You just got to be a little patient with us while we work out all the tweaks and get all the schedule made out. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, everybody in the chat. We will talk to you next week. Peace.